Y'all probably thought the volume messed up or something when y'all watch TV.
Oh man, listen.
Little flat screen got fucked up. Y'all didn't see me saying shit.
For that little half a second wave, it didn't actually go live until it said live. So by the time you went like this, is when it actually went live.
Oh well, let's start again.
You have the screen right
Hey,
there.
what's going on, people? Once again, we are back. This is our pre-game show. I just had a lovely burrito. Had a couple edibles too, but we're not going to talk about that on the show.
I mean, you just did.
We're going to talk about a couple things this episode of Just Say Fuck It. So why don't y'all go ahead, get your nice cool beer, maybe a popsicle, some ice cream or something. Sit your country ass right back down in front of YouTube.
Okay.
And sit a spell with us. Oh yeah, I got
your edibles must have kicked in.
Co-host.
I'm co-host today. You want to introduce the show like that? You're damn skippy. Hi, I'm BLK Pepper Potts. Did you even say your name?
Well, my name is usually at the bottom.
That's true, but one of these days I'm gonna start putting audio on there on Spotify, and then you're gonna actually need to say your name. Talk your shit, Mars. BLK Pepper Potts. Hi. This is the pre-show of Just Say Fuck It, S1E21. As per I can say usual now because it has become a little bit of a thing. Wherever you see this live, come back in about 2 minutes or so, and then watch, the real show. One day we should probably just keep the real show going, huh?
Probably.
I mean, honestly, if I could check the audio right now on the playback, I would. But since I can't, and it'd be just our fucking luck that there'd be no sound because we didn't do what we normally do, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. And then, like I said, wherever you see this, come back in a couple minutes. Even though people algorithms funny, they might not even see this shit till tomorrow. But Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter at Just Say Fuck It. Watch us live, watch the replay, watch some other videos. I don't care. Just fucking watch something. And also hit the like button. See, now I'm about to end the fucking show, and then what happens? People want to fucking turn in. Should we just keep it going? Why won't it come up on here?
Yeah, I mean, shit, they watching.
I'm so sleepy. I don't even know. Are we really doing a show today?
Yeah, we're gonna do a show.
I'm just fucking tired.
They can watch my chimichanga dance.
Yo, Jimmy, you want to get? You can do. You got room now to do your chimichanga dance while I try to check the stream. Why chimichanga? The chimichanga. That's not the dance you did like 10 minutes ago.
The chimichanga. My chimichanga.
Oh my god, we're terrible. This thing. Oh, there we are.
What if that's like a #1 song? Like somebody just record me doing that, and all of a sudden it's just like a TikTok. My chimichanga, my chimichanga, my chimichanga, my chimichanga, my chimichanga.
No, you need to get it like you did before. Why don't you go ahead? Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's just keep it going because you're right there.
All right.
Yeah, you see yourself. Oh God.
My chimichanga, my chimichanga, my chimichanga, my chimichanga, my chimichanga, my chimichanga.
And this is what I deal with on a weekly basis. Yeah, that's you right there. Now you see yourself. Again, anyone tuning in, just say fuck it. I don't know how to get him to stop doing this. Let me know when you're done. All right. So yeah, we might as well just keep the show going. That just seems like a damn good way to start the show. You know what's weird? I had I remember what was in that burrito?
My chimichanga.
What was in my food? Because all of a sudden, did you drink me? All of a sudden, I just want to go to sleep. I don't even we could just skip the show today. I'm so fucking tired all of a sudden. S1E21, that's season 1, episode 21, and just say fuck it. I don't know what week we're in. Today we have the discussions of
week 5.
Oh, it is okay. Well, you know what? That's perfect. Our week 5 discussions actually are just our random discussions of whatever we make up. So that actually worked out. We got the abortion ban at the federal level, by the way. A lot of people think that Roe versus Wade being overturned means, all abortion is banned. That's not completely true. We'll definitely get into that. What else did we have today?
Oh, the McDonald's chick. Everybody's
Oh,
tired
the
of talking about it.
Mickey D's. I mean, people keep saying they tired of talking about it, but still talking about it. Like, I even found myself responding to a comment today, and I'm like, yo, why am I here? I'm actually tired of talking about this.
When people talk about things, sometimes it's really hard to, you have an opinion about everything. It just depends on, everybody keep talking about everything. Like, look, I'm gonna talk about something. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in this discussion real quick. Let y'all know how I feel about the situation. I do it all the time. I have a whole bunch of conversations with people online. I do not care about this shit, but I'm bored today, so I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah, that happens also. Sometimes you're just bored, and then next thing you know, you find yourself talking about shit. Speaking of shit, you know what I want to add? The discussion of the history of cuss words. And the only reason I want to add it is very interesting that the first one that was on this. Okay, so it's a Netflix series. Let's just start that now because it's a good reason to talk about it considering the name of the show, right? So it's a Netflix show. You know how Netflix do like these little informative documentaries and shit. They actually be really dope if anybody ever watched them. It's a really good way to like learn stuff. But it's Nicolas Cage hosting, and they open the show with fuck, 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 fuck. Like they literally just keep saying the word fuck, and they get into like I said, the history of it. You know what? I think we both forgot to put lotion on. What the fuck is wrong with us?
Correction, I did not forget. I wasn't putting lotion on. Not today.
I meant since I got over here.
It is hot outside. Sweat is natural lotion. That's the Lord's lotion.
No, I like to be shiny when we film.
Hashtag Lord's lotion.
Okay, back to the fuck word. It was just interesting that okay. What is your favorite cuss word?
Shit.
I take it. That's it. Huh?
Yeah, that's it. I like to hold it for a minute. Shit.
Okay, and you know what? That's funny because the guy from The Wire, the mayor, he did that, and they did like a record thing of how long could he hold it. I definitely held mine longer than him, but they did a countdown and everything. But so your favorite cuss word is shit.
No, yours with a T, mine with a D. But shit.
Okay, so anyway, is it cuss words? Is it that?
Curse?
Oh, we'll say curse. We'll be proper. So what happened was, hold on, I'm trying to get this up here.
Man.
Shit, actually, okay, since I only got the bitch. So if shit being your favorite cuss word, what they were saying about shit was like shit, the word shit probably became informal to like use or like considered a cuss word when people stopped using a bathroom together. So 2H history. 1H. Whatever, they'll get it. So what happened was, excuse me for doing everything and typing out words. What happened was, did you know that people used to use the bathroom together?
I know people use the bathroom.
Use the bathroom together. Like it'd be like a room and they'll just have like these little seats and people go and use the bathroom.
I mean,
like whole families would use the bathroom together. People you didn't know would be in the same bathroom with you.
I mean, I'm a guy, so they have urinals.
But that's the urinal. I mean to sit and use the bathroom.
Oh, no. My next thing would be like they got that trough. Like you go to some
yeah.
It was like a big trough and everybody just whip it out. And
yeah, so they used to have, that's how people used to use the bathroom. Community bathrooms. Not public restrooms, community bathrooms. And I guess they were saying like once people started using the bathroom together, that's when the word shit became. But yeah, no, they got into like some deep shit of saying like where these words in your brain come from is like very primal to use cuss words, but at the same time, like they help, like when you in pain, like if you hurt yourself, like if I was just like, and you was like, fuck, it like helps you withstand the pain of pretty much anything better. All right, you're not interested. So, on to the...
Chop my fucking foot off, cussing or not, it's hurting that day.
Well, that's what I didn't say it wouldn't. I said it helps. It's something in your brain of where these words come from that helps with pain, amongst other things. Expression of things. Like you could be in a room full of people and like if you just walk in the room and you just yell, fuck, people instantly will tense up.
You know what I like to do? Like if I'm in a crowded place or some shit, you're trying to get a girl's attention, you just scream like, bitch. And then like all the girls will turn around and you just start looking around. And if the girl that you really want her attention, you just tell like I wasn't talking to you. I was talking about something else. How you doing? And then you just start from there because for some reason you say the word bitch, all the females will stop and turn around because they want to know who the fuck you calling a bitch. So it works.
That's interesting. Again, I said I left off at the word bitch. I guess we know where the word bitch comes from, an actual female dog. What did they had women on there and they were saying like, it's okay for like usually other women that you know and things like that to call you a bitch, but if a guy does it. But you know what they pointed out that was very interesting? Because women get talked about for calling other women bitches, right? Just in general of referring to ourselves as bitches and things like that. And what they pointed out on the show was going back to like Queen Latifah, who you calling a bitch. And it's like ever since that song, it's like us using, do I ever said the N-word on here before? But it's like the equivalent of that. It's like taking a word and then just changing the meaning of it. It's the same thing of using the word bitch. So actually, I don't know what rooms you're walking in, but they may or may not get offended now.
They will turn around.
This is I don't know. Sometimes I don't move because I know somebody ain't talking to me.
I mean, I still see,
that's happened plenty of times. Somebody says some off the wall shit, and I know there's other people turn around, but I know you ain't talking to me, so why would I?
I mean, people turn around just to see, like,
nah, you definitely ain't talking to me. So
they ain't talking to you, but you still want to see the interaction of who they called a bitch. They called them a bitch.
Nah.
Shit, I want to see.
I feel like the people that turn around is responding. That's another reason why I do not bother to acknowledge it. Okay, I don't turn around right away is what I'm saying. Because I know you ain't fucking talking to me, I don't turn around right away. Like I give it a
but you go turn around.
Yeah, I give it a wait time just so we clear you ain't talking to me, and then the person that you must be talking to is probably turned around.
And then you turn
I'm never the first. I'm never the first one to turn around. That's just not.
I'm first, second, or last. I'm turning around to see some action. I know somebody got called a bitch, or somebody called them that bitch. I want to see what the fuck will happen.
Yeah, nah, it's still not that serious for me. All right. So what do we have next here? What was the other one?
Roe versus Wade.
Well, I did kind of already say abortion law.
She spelled that one right.
What?
Abortion laws.
Well, yeah. After I fucked up the last one, of course, the next one I want to make sure I get right. Duh. So what was this, Friday?
Shit, I don't know.
Last Friday, the federal court overturned the Roe versus Wade. The Roe versus Wade. Have you seen Roe or Wade? Have you ever? Okay.
I didn't even know they were real people.
Well, that's how cases work. It's a person versus, or a person versus the state. Which, to jump into our last topic very quick, did you know it? Did you know that you have a right to use the word fuck? Somebody actually took that to court. I forget, somebody versus California, and like they could put regulations on it, but you actually have a right to use the word fuck. Anyway, the Roe versus Wade was overturned by the federal court, which means you basically can't go to the federal Supreme Court and say that this is against my rights as a citizen to be able to have an abortion. What's happened now is that it's down to whatever state you live in. We actually live in Ohio, and currently the Ohio abortion law is the heartbeat law, I believe, which is 6 weeks. I think you can't terminate past 6 weeks.
I have no clue.
I mean,
I haven't been to that clinic in a long time. I don't remember the rules.
What I'm saying is because so much information is going through Facebook, perhaps, or social, or Twitter, or Instagram, or your television, or the news, or.
I mean, yeah, that information, but that's all for entertainment. I don't really pay attention to
That's not entertainment. That's not entertainment at all. It's very serious for like a lot of people. So
that
clearly,
misinformation that everybody throwing around on Facebook.
What's the misinformation on that? I haven't seen any misinformation on. I've seen some confused people, but not misinformation.
Listen, anytime anything is being talked about, there's always going to be the misinformation on Facebook. So no, I don't take most of that shit serious. So
I also said
if I
the
wanna-
news.
Huh?
The news.
Oh, I ain't watching news. No.
Okay, you don't follow any media websites that puts news out.
The shape them.
That's it.
Yeah, shit.
All right. Well, okay, so clearly you're pro-choice. Based off of what you said, I'm gonna go ahead and assume you're pro-choice.
I got a vasectomy. I don't give a damn.
Well, like I said, a lot of people do. To be honest, okay, so here's where I got a little confused. I'm pro-life and I'm pro-choice. I'm not really for abortion, and to be honest, especially in 2022, different methods of birth control are definitely a lot safer than they were in the past, especially during the times of Roe versus Wade. But at the same time of being pro-life, I'm still pro-choice because I feel like people have a right to their own decisions. Now, where things get a little weird for me, sorry, but I'm actually okay with the 6 weeks. It's just for me to once you hear the heartbeat, it's like it's a heart beating. I know there's different situations that people have brought up when it comes to health reasons. I think like if you have miscarried at a certain term, I'm pretty sure there are medical regulations for getting an abortion. I don't. That's where I say people are confused, and I'm not gonna say that's misinformation. Even though I'm sure there's somebody out there just tossing shit out there, but I think people.
Yeah, I was gonna say like when I say people actually talk about it, it was like pretty much them stating different things, and then all of a sudden, of course, somebody jumped out there and they were like, the thing is, they turned into like some political shit where they were like,
Yeah.
this is under such and such. So those were Democrats that all voted to have the abortion. I'm thinking to myself like,
that's actually not what happened.
I mean, like misinformation on social media.
Okay, so because you said that, let me correct you in that. What happened was when Trump was in office, those people he put in place. I remember having a conversation when this first came up with someone on Facebook, and she brought it up. And honestly, I fucking forgot Ruth isn't on the Supreme Court anymore. Like when she was saying, "Oh, they're talking about overturning," I'm like, that's just not gonna happen. What happened was when Trump was in office, he put people on that Supreme Court in order for this to happen. And blaming the Democrats for this is really, from what I know, is actually kind of like wrong. Like, yes, Biden is in office, but Supreme Court, that's a lifetime position. So when Ruth had passed, she actually requested for them to wait before another Supreme Court justice or whatever they're called was elected, because Trump's term was so close to ending. Before she passed, she requested that, so it would be Biden that would pick the next person to replace her. And because those things didn't take place, what happened is, and it came up when as soon as this got overturned, there was the lady, and it was something with Trump that he was there, and she said, "Thank you for saving white lives." Now, for a lot of years, I have been trying to tell people fertility clinics in one neighborhood, abortion clinics in another. I've literally had conversations with people trying to get them to understand that there's a certain race of people that's not living as long and surviving. They're literally dying off. So finally, maybe people now will understand a little bit better when this lady gets up on stage with Trump standing next to her and thanks him for saving white lives. That's what she's saying. She's literally saying, we are dying, and thank you for getting these people in place on the Supreme Court to overturn this Roe versus Wade, because that's taking away your option of even getting an abortion. It's forcing you to have more children to replace the ones that, well, the things that I tried to tell people that people told me I was crazy, I was conspiracy theorist and all this shit. And this lady pops up and says, "Thank you, Trump, for saving white lives."
I don't know. Why do you think that people who are going to change? See, here's my thing. People don't really change their viewpoints about things. So if you you blame the Democrats about this, when things like that happen,
that's a misinformed.
You're going to ignore it. You'll be like, I've never seen somebody that said they hate the Democrats, but then comment about something that the Republicans did that was fucked up. They only report about the shit that they think the Biden administration is doing. Only. No matter what happens, whoever you're siding with, you will act like whatever that your team is doing, you didn't see that shit. It don't matter what the fuck is going on. I guarantee you, if you don't like the Democrats, they gonna act like that shit ain't never happened. They ain't gonna bring it up. They ain't gonna comment on her saying that. Ain't none of that shit gonna happen.
She wasn't a Democrat. What are you talking about?
But if you don't like the Democrats, that means you're a Republican, right?
Maybe.
So your team is the Republicans.
Maybe.
So you want Trump and the Republicans to win. So when the Republicans say something like that, and people can say, hey, look, this is your people saying this, who's going to ignore it? The Republicans and the people that want Trump and the people that want her and so on and so forth. So whoever your team is, when your team does something like that, you ignore it. So the people that don't like Democrats, they're not going to even acknowledge the shit that she said at all.
Wait, I think you confused. She was a Republican. She was standing there with Trump.
Yes.
So why would the Democrats?
Republicans not like?
Wait.
Democrats.
Wait. Let me ask my question because I'm lost. So who are you saying the Democrats weren't going to address? That's where I'm lost.
The Republicans aren't going to address it.
Why wouldn't they? They're totally in support of what she said because that's what I'm saying. It's coming out now that these things are true.
but when she says something like that, and people can be like black. Okay, let's put it this way: the black people that screaming bring Trump back, they're not going to acknowledge she said that.
That's not their problem. I think for a lot of black people that support Trump for real, because I talk shit. Honestly, he's still one of the most entertaining presidents I think we'll ever fucking have. They're not going. That's not their thing. It's like no different than companies supporting an elected official for the purpose of business. I think when it comes to black people, it's about what's ever going on with them. They don't give a fuck about this abortion shit. They're probably covered. Unless you got like the dude that was on the Boondocks and he's just stupid.
No, I have.
Actually, no, he be out here too. Thank you for saying.
I have a lot of people that was commenting about the whole Roe versus Wade situation. They black.
And what did they say?
Like I said, it was a bunch of misinformation. All right. So like I said, the one person was talking about, it was Biden and, these are the Democrats that voted this into office. Y'all voted him into office.
That's so wrong.
They, and people just giving their different viewpoints as far as, I believe abortion shouldn't be illegal or, I don't mind taking a trip or things like that. So it's just people giving their opinions about Roe versus Wade. But trust me, a lot of it was just bad information where they were just saying stuff. And I was like, I don't care enough about it to try to fact check what they're saying. But I'm like, I'm not really about to go through it because y'all just going off of who y'all want to win. And some of them is just, a lot of people just really like, man, we need to bring Trump back, man. Trump.
Yeah, it was Trump that did it. But did you know that that's how this all unfolded though?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think though, everybody got a right to their opinion, and if you're against abortion, then feel free to be against abortion. And if you're for abortion, then you should feel free to be for abortion. Now, where I say when it comes down to the rules and regulations of it, like I said, it's down to the state level now. So, who is your elected officials that you put in the office? And if those elected officials that you put in the office mean they got more votes and they're pro-life, this is what the people voted for, and that's what the fuck they want. So how can you? Everybody said, go vote. Your vote matters. You have to vote this, that, and the other. That's why for me, I'm fine with a 6-week bill. Like I have to I have to be honest. I think per individual, it depends on what you consider life. I think that's what it was coming down to. I don't. I mean, unless it's just one of those bad situations of the worst way to become pregnant by someone. Why would you? I personally couldn't imagine getting an abortion at 3 months. I think abortions went up to like 5 months or something in certain states. Like you could deliver a premature baby that could live at 5 months.
Oh yeah, I remember. I can't remember. They
So
had a
I'm
list,
just
like the price would go
oh
up
my
the
god,
longer it went. I forget
yeah,
how long it went,
because
but I was like, man,
it's harder to get life out of you at that point, and it's just like I'm with the so much of what I'm hearing people say. It's also somewhat feeling like people have been using abortion in place of not being pregnant in the first place. That's a lot of what I'm getting the feeling from a lot of people. I'm not hearing so much of situations of, I got pregnant, but this just wasn't, the right time. Or, I'm not hearing things like that. I'm not hearing the reasons that I would think would bring someone down to deciding to get an abortion outside of having unprotected sex, knowing that you could possibly get pregnant. Like, but I do feel like the situations of assault, those situations should definitely be in place for women to have an abortion because that's asking someone a lot to live with. And you didn't decide to become pregnant. You didn't make a choice to have unprotected sex. So those are different. I don't know. I know a lot of women feel like their rights are just being violated, and I don't disagree with that either. That's why I'm like, I'm just this little floppy bird person when it comes to this situation of.
I mean, listen, I don't know. Maybe it was 6, 7 years ago. I talked about certain things on Facebook, and this is when I actually had a serious conversation every now and then. I said, the thing is, it had to be like around election time. So somebody was getting elected. And I said, the thing is, the government is just slowly working on taking all of the rights that we have away from us. So eventually, we don't really get a say so in shit. And it's easy to do because you just do things one at a time. And slowly but surely, every time we look up, hey, it's something else we just ain't got fucking control over. Like, and it's some shit where, even on social media, I think that I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe algorithm. I don't know if it's the fact that we've been on social media for so long that we've just become stupid. But it's gotten to a point where the wrong shit gets talked about. Like everybody that's on that Supreme Court, we can't sit back and be like, "Oh man, I can't believe they voted. I can't believe they overturned that shit." You gotta ask yourself, like, "All right, well, tell me something. Who got these people in office? Did y'all go out and vote? Like, not
people
the
don't even
presidential.
know how that shit works for a Supreme Court. A nice chunk of people don't even realize that.
I mean, the thing is, like, the only time people ever talk about elections is presidency.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as much as y'all talk about this shit, and y'all blame the president, no matter who's in office, y'all blame him for everything. Y'all have to understand something. A lot of times, most of that shit is at a certain level. So you need to vote about some more local shit because that close shit, that's the shit you need to know about. You need to know who the judges are that's doing this crazy shit because them the people that fuck around and they didn't lock up all the black folks. And then next thing you know, they run for a higher office. And then nobody stop them from doing that shit because we don't know that they're locking up or they don't give a fuck about black people. And next thing you know, they keep getting voted higher and higher and higher into these positions because we never talked about the shit. So we don't know who these people are. And then when something happens and everybody gets voted, that we ain't got rights to what females do with their own body, which is weird to me. But you got to look at it and be like, well, how did we get to this point? Didn't nobody stop voting for them? Somebody kept voting for them, and y'all put all these extra motherfuckers that y'all just didn't know about. Y'all letting other people get out there and vote, and they put who they want to put in all, and they go hard. They go hard. Like when it's these local elections, and they say, look, this is a preliminary for this, that, and the third. Just go to different neighborhoods and watch and see just how many. You'll see a Trump sign, but you'll see like 4 other signs out there because they know what judges they want. Yeah. They know, you know what I'm saying? They know who they want for a governor. Yeah. You go to certain neighborhoods in the hood, they have the presidency and that's it. They were like, I don't even know who these other motherfuckers are.
Yeah. I mean,
like, you ain't gonna vote.
But see, and the thing that comes down to that too is the education system within that community. So I don't expect people to know everything about everything. Even when you find yourself in court in front of a judge, they expect you to have a lawyer because you don't know the law well enough to really defend yourself. That's why they give you a free lawyer. When it comes down to things like that, that's exactly what I said. So if we find ourselves within those states and they're deciding to get rid of abortion per state, well, that's the people that you voted into office. So if that's the people that you voted into office, means that's the people that people want into office, which means they would be either for or against those because that's the people you elected. So you're speaking for the people that elected to them. That's what they ran off of. What I was gonna touch on when you said blaming Biden for everything, to be honest though, that's just what happens when you're the CEO of a company. That's why when Trump was in office, yeah, he had things to be blamed for, but he got blamed for shit that wasn't his fault too. I mean, that's just how the fuck it goes.
Whoever's the president, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
When you're the face of the company, it's your fucking fault. Like, that's it. And he knows that. Eventually, they'll make a statement and they'll do things to make it clear. They'll remind you of who put so and so in office. But you know what's funny? When you were saying like nobody knows who these people are, people knew who Clarence Thomas was though.
Well, why did they know who Clarence Thomas was though?
Yeah, but the point is, he was there. He was law for this. Why do they know? Because he's black and he's been there forever. God damn!
We know Clarence Thomas because he was involved in a little bit of a scandal with a young lady.
Well,
that's why when you say Clarence Thomas, that's the first thing that come up in everybody's mind. That's like when you say Marion Barry. You don't think the best, the greatest mayor in DC history. You don't think that. You think about that one time when he got busted for smoking crack with a white woman in that hotel room. But people don't talk about like
that's how he got known.
But
me, shit, I don't live in DC.
But that's how we know him. Don't nobody ever be like, you know what? But the nigga got reelected after he got caught smoking crack on camera with the white woman.
Clarence Thomas is there. You know what? That's something that I think needs to be discussed is how long these positions are held. Because I don't feel like any position in government should be a lifetime. That's just the most asinine thing to me because one, you're outdated after a certain point and after a certain age. You are just out of touch. And I feel like that's another reason why, like, part of the reason, like, America being behind in some shit. We're aware. People will say it's just a whole bunch of old and particularly white people running shit. And I don't disagree, but why do we allow these seats to be the way they are? I even going back to whenever they started, just due to communication and how we travel, and I can see positions being held for a certain amount of time, but that's not the world we live in anymore. It's too easy to send a fax, send an email, send a text, make a phone call, travel, and all these different things. I can see the reasons people would be in office for longer terms, but it's 2022 now. If there's any example of why no one in government should hold a lifelong position, here it is.
Well, start something on social media. That's the only way people go.
And see, and that's the thing. It's like, and if you just, we're discussing things I've been saying for years, but don't nobody know who the fuck I am. You literally need like an army of people to be like, yeah, you're right.
You got to do something so you can go viral, and that way people will just pay attention to your page.
All my viral ideas would just qualify me of any political things I have. Hey, I don't know good ways to go viral. I just gotta be honest.
You must have Trump got voted president.
But he was also Donald Trump. He wasn't new. People been hearing about the name Trump since what, the 70s?
Hey.
What did I say? You need an army behind you. He already had fans.
You get an army behind you.
TV alone gave him fans. People voted for him just because they saw him on TV. Dude, you're fired.
you get an army behind you for saying something crazy, and a bunch of people be like, she says what we think.
If that's the case, you'd be famous now.
You know what? I would be famous probably in 2014, but the problem is that they started this thing where they keep putting you in jail. I just don't want to see my page. Like, I don't really don't talk about shit the way like I looked at some of the stuff I used to say. Ooh, shit! I wouldn't have lasted a fucking month. I'd have stayed in goddamn Facebook jail because I used to talk about the craziest shit years ago.
I keep telling you to just get on Twitter.
Man. It just seems like it's
you
such a dark place.
on Twitter, they won't. No, it's dark to you because you're older and you don't want to have to start over. You already got your Facebook fan base, and you don't want to have to build a Twitter one. But the thing is, you can be on Twitter and not get your page banned. Like, but I even told you before, why don't you just post it on both? Is that so hard?
It is.
Why?
Because Twitter seems so fucking dark, and like it's one of them things like. When somebody is just like in a dark room and you like 2 feet tall and you got a question and everybody else is 6 feet tall and they yelling and screaming their questions out, you just like, oh, excuse me, perhaps, everybody, oh, no. Like, I'm not gonna get hurt. Fuck that, it's dark.
That's what I'm saying.
I got a toe, hands, legs.
So when you got on Facebook, you immediately just knew a whole bunch of people? Probably because it was.
Yeah, because I transitioned from MySpace. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to get on Twitter because you got to start over.
It won't be starting over. I got, like 500 friends on Twitter?
Yeah, but do they still, that's how many people are on there. Are they actually on there, though?
Some of them. The important ones.
Again, you could post a vote. You could copy and paste. You don't even have to type it.
It probably will work. Like, because I be, like, I talk to a lot of lesser known motherfuckers, and then, like, later on, they become known. So.
See?
Yeah.
Plus, it would help because you can also follow, just say fuck it, on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and Instagram. Yes, you were saying. Why would I not bring that up? I'm not sorry. All right, we can go ahead and switch subjects now. What else did we? Oh, Lord. All right, no, it's right there. What I have to do though is turn that off.
You got the little ticker tape running at the bottom.
Yeah, turn it off. So there was a video of this lady. Honestly, I haven't even watched the whole video, and I didn't even watch the shit with the sound on. I got the context of it without. I guess I don't know how many kids she had or anything. One of her kids' fathers.
It wasn't real.
I know what I was gonna say.
Oh, my bad. I didn't want you to get too carried away and be like, I am just.
That's kind of how I was gonna end it, but you.
Oh, Lord, go ahead.
Spoiler alert didn't happen. So there was a skit.
Rewind it.
I had this whole build up to tell people like none of this shit wasn't real, and then why wouldn't you just kill me on camera? Why did you just kill me in the situation? Why didn't you just let me talk? Why didn't you just let me talk? And then you'd be like, well, you knew that wasn't real, because that's what I would have did to you. Anyway.
Just pause.
There was this skit on social media that this guy shows up and bringing McDonald's for one kid versus however many. How many kids did she have that he was in?
4 total.
Okay. Was he baby daddy number 1, 2, 3, or 4?
He was the last one.
Oh.
The youngest kid.
Okay. So he shows up to bring McDonald's for his son. She throws a fit. And, because she felt like he should have brought food for all the rest of the children. Boy, people have been talking about this for like 4 days now. And I feel like people have been talking about this so long because it relates to a lot of people with mixed families. Where I land on it is, now that you said that was the last one, you probably should have just bought food for all the other kids. Because one, if she had those kids before, you knew what the fuck you signed up for. You knew those kids was there. Yours was not the first, it was the last, and you knew the situation you were putting yourself into. The other reason why I say you just should is because, you're an adult. Those they're all siblings. They're all related, even if they're not blood related to you. They're blood related to to your son. I think in a lot of these conversations, people have just gotten lost in the fact of, or the thought of the kids. I know it was a skit, but like I said, I feel like it's gone on for so many days of these different discussions and different scenarios and things being brought up. Because I've even seen it go so far with Mariah Carey bringing Nick Cannon kids all that food. Well, Mariah Carey had kids by Nick Cannon first. Now she's got the money to buy everybody cast, crew, all that shit. Fucking vacation and homes if she wanted to. I think sometimes it comes down to the person too. But I think if you're thinking about the kids, especially if yours is the youngest, man, you could grab a pizza.
I mean, because it's a skit, it's a little bit different because the scenario where you say, well, I seen females say, if it was that serious, he could have had the little boy come down and eat with him inside the car, isolate. And then I said, well, in the video, he does say, hey, well, can you let him come down? And she said no. So
I mean, they gonna know where that's just not even in their face.
If you go come down, sit in the car with your father, y'all ride around the block or something, and you eat your McDonald's, and then. But my thing is this. All right, so where is it that we draw a line at? Because a lot of times when mothers react like that, they're problematic. They're the type that they cause a lot of unnecessary problems, and then they want to put somebody else on blast and make it seem like, oh, this guy isn't, what I'm saying, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing and shit. Because, if I come and I say, okay, let me get my son some shoes for school. Well, so you got some other kids there. Is it my obligation to get all your kids' shoes as well? No. Or, if I come and I say, hey, I'm going to take, my son out to Geauga or Cedar Point, well, I got some other kids, what I'm saying? Like, am I responsible now to take the other kids out? Because, you said that that's the youngest kid, so I do know these other kids. But again, I'm a parent, and everything that people defended the mother on, I said it's the same thing for the father. She didn't have any stamps to the 11th. Well, things are expensive now, so maybe, she may have to sell some stamps and do this, that, and the third. Things are very expensive now. Same thing for the father. Gas money, because they said every day he was bringing the McDonald's to see his son. That was a little bonding moment or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's gas money. Yeah. That's McDonald's money. That's a lot of money. Now, if you're talking about doing things for the other kids, that's what? That's four other. That's 4 kids you're doing something for. Where you signed up for one child. Now, with me personally, do I help out with my son's older sibling? Depending. I get him from school. Yeah. It's no purpose in him sitting up at school for an hour and a half, waiting for his mother to get off. And they live, they go to school 5 minutes apart. Yeah. That's something I can do. I'm not advising other fathers to do that. I am financially available that I have the gas money to pick my son up every day, to drive another 5 minutes and pick his brother up every day and bring them and take them home. And yes, I do get them because they ask at least 3 to 4 times throughout the week, Wendy's and fucking McDonald's. Yeah. And trust me, being that I am in a place where I can do it, I will do it. But I'm not going to look at other fathers and say, you should do it as well, because I can tell you, I spend about $15 every single time. It's 3 kids. The oldest boy gets an entire meal. My son only gets a large French fry. The little boy in the back gets a 4-piece nugget. That's it. And it's $15. I wouldn't advise anybody to just be doing extra stuff for a child that's not yours, because it's going to be financially straining for you to do it on a continuous basis, especially if you're in your child's life. And for some women, they look at that and say, okay, if this the guy that I can get to do shit, then it becomes a continuous thing of when something happens, hey, I need help to get the kids' school clothes. And you think like, I got one kid with you. What do you want me to give you money to get all the kids' school clothes? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I giving you this amount of money? You're getting everybody's school clothes. I am trying to take care of my child. So it just becomes that certain point or that certain thing where you do have to have those boundaries because people will take advantage of you. Now, I'm not, because it's a skit, it's hard to say who she is as a person, blah, blah, blah. But I have seen a lot of times where, somebody was very problematic and they caused these problems that did not need to be, around. A person that's mature would have been like, I'm going to pull them to the side and say, hey, listen, if you're going to do this, call me. I'll bring him down. Y'all can go to the park or something with y'all's McDonald's, have y'all's time together. Something like that. When you're doing something to show it on social media like that and try to expose people and do shit like that, it's extreme and it looks it's who you are. You're if you're the aggressor, it's very hard for somebody to be like, I'm gonna side with her unless you're been an aggressor yourself. Because when you the person that's and the person just sitting up there looking at you like this, like who do you think is, you know what I'm saying? Like if this person's always doing that, after a while they be like, it seems like you're the angry one. You're the aggressor and you're the one that's constantly doing this and trying to embarrass people. When you're constantly trying to embarrass people, it's very hard for the masses to get behind you. She could have been right. But when you do stuff like that, it's very hard for people to get behind you because they looking at you like, you're putting the father that's in his child's life on blast.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the other, like, put them niggas on blast? Where's the video of them niggas not picking their kid up? Show a video of them niggas not paying child support or not coming to see their kids. Do that. How would it look if you like, I'm doing my best. There's not a book on this shit. Maybe you don't think like, oh man, I should have brought all the kids. Like, if you don't think like that, you putting somebody on blast and they thinking like, I'm doing the best I can. Like, you want me to think like you. No, sit down and say, hey, listen, here's the thing. Here's the problem. Here's where I'm going. It's just a communication thing. But if you, I'm going to put you on blast. No, you're the aggressor and you're the problem. You're a troublemaker. She played her part well because that type of a person is the type of person that will find a reason why, no, my child can't go with you. If that child in danger, let that child go.
Yeah, I mean, I've been that angry mother before. So you got to understand the stress of 4 children. I'm not saying she right. I'm saying I think sometimes people forget for single mothers, which she's not completely. I don't know about the other fathers, but clearly there's one there. So I'm gonna just call her a single mother for the rest. I think sometimes people forget how stressful that is in general. And if you thinking of like situations you've been in when you were stressed at just other things in life, and then well, you might not, but then you just kind of spaz on people. It just from stress in general. Now you have this other person in your face that's probably caused you stress before in life and things like that. I think just it depends on the person, and then also growing up to mature as parents to have proper conversations with each other. Some people are that way at 25. Some people aren't that way until 35. I definitely agree. The dad in any situation with mixed families should be able to see their kids by themselves. I mean, I don't know why he didn't pick the kid up in the first place. Again, this is just a skit, but just in thinking in real life things, and then like what you were saying before, something about dividing, everything amongst all the kids. Well, for her, they're all equal. Per father, they're not. So, I mean, I can even see for a mother to speak, for all, because they're all equal. If it's me and I got it, I'm getting it for everybody. Because just being a kid, especially, you got siblings that you may have one sibling that has a father around, and the other 3 may not at all. Like, how do they look at the sibling that does? You don't want them to feel a certain type of way against that kid. Like, there's so many different scenarios. I can't say for the mother all the children are equal for her. There is no one or the other. So sometimes it just also even comes down to perspective. This was a situation where he was, the father of the youngest. So you were with her when she had all those kids. So again, yes, you knew what you signed up for. And she may even feel that way because maybe when they was together, he was helping with the other kids. And then now you even broke up. and y'all got a kid together, now you don't want to.
But you got to think about this. Now, what if, now, yes, he was doing when they was together. They broken up now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's moved on. He's dating somebody else. And maybe she has 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're talking about how much money are we really talking about? Because now you with her. You helping out with her 2 kids. Because you with her. You got to help out over here because you got a son over here.
That's what you signed up for, though.
I mean,
you didn't sign up. Off and date someone else with kids.
But here's the thing. If we don't have kids together, if we only have one, the deadline for fuck those kids is when we break up. Like, when we break up, I break up with everybody. You, your kids, I break up with everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, see, and that's why I said it always just depends on the person.
You gotta think.
It's just like, that's what I said, a person. So for me, like, if I was dating a single dad and like the mother wasn't around at all, see, that's where those differences come into play for me. And from what I did see in the video, that seems to be speaking for a mom with kids that the other fathers aren't around and then the one is. So if I'm the person that's dating a single dad and the mother isn't around at all, and if I just get attached to like kids and shit, so it's just different. But if the mother is around, and then I feel like that kid is cool. Like, you got both your parents, unless we was just for like over a decade. Then that's
what is your cutoff point though? Because let's say you dated a guy, and that was the situation. You attached to that kid. Y'all break up. Now you dating somebody else. They got 2 kids. You attached to that kid. After a while, you pretty much Mary Poppins because you can got attached to about 9 or 10 kids just in your life because hey, I'm still attached to this kid, that kid. This kid here, that kid here. I got my kids.
That's why I said it depends on the attachment. I wouldn't have dated that many people and gotten attached to that many kids anyway. So that's not valid. But when it comes to a cutoff point, again, it depends. Like, if my kids, like, they're friends with each other, then yeah, come to each other birthday parties, and things like that. Of course, you are still invited because now y'all are friends. That's the other catch-22 with that. If I had kids, you got kids, these kids start bonding and becoming friends with each other because they probably gonna be about the same age, then no, you really can't. But that's why I said that comes with, I guess, a different level of maturity, and also with that breakup was over. Because if y'all have really just gone at it and totally fallen apart, there probably isn't any communication for you to even see the other kids. So then that comes into play too. But again, there's a lot of different scenarios that can happen. So I don't know. I can only speak for what I would do. And again, if it's the last kid, that's the only reason I emphasize that one, is because you knew what you was getting yourself into. Now, if you had one and then she got 3 more, well, the kids wasn't around. That's when I'm just like, yo, you just decide what you want to do at that point, because you didn't sign up for that shit. But again, if anyone only is thinking about the kids versus the mother and the father, you probably know different.
So let me ask this question. So you're saying you knew what you signed up for. Mm-hmm. Let's say mom has another kid after that youngest kid. Now it becomes a thing of like, man, now you expect to get food for 5 kids. I knew what I signed up for.
Right. You already said that. If you got to have one after, he don't even know this kid. That's
so
what I'm saying.
You don't get the new kid? You don't get the new kid at McDonald's?
I know what I've said from the jump is to me, your obligations are different when it's you come into a situation where the children are already there. Now, if you the first one or she has them after you, I feel like your obligation is less. But again, if anyone is just thinking about the children, you probably just grab everybody something to eat. Even if you get everybody else freaking pizza from the Hot and Ready, and then you get your son McDonald's and then you take him to the park. Hot and Ready is like $7.
Man, send my son downstairs. This is why I be telling fathers. I be trying to tell dudes, like, listen, man, when y'all become fathers, make sure you have your money saved up, because what you need to do, first thing, man, I try to stress this and ask questions if y'all don't understand why I'm telling y'all these things. First thing, DNA test. When the DNA test comes back, then you sign up and go ahead and get your rights. That way, you don't run into any of these problems because the court is going to say, here's the amount of time that you can get your child. You don't have to deal with any of these extra stresses if you don't want to. You know what time to get your child. You know what time you can spend with them and do whatever it is that you know what I'm saying, that you do. And that way you don't run into these problems. You be like, hey, it's my time to have my son. No matter if we had McDonald's or motherfucking Ruth Chris. Let me
So
get my
you
son.
only want to see your kid when the courts allow it?
No, but
Well.
it sets a standard because if you don't go to court, 100% of control is in somebody else's hands when you can see your child as a father. 100%. Nobody stops them. It's not considered kidnapping if the mom doesn't allow you to see the child. So yes, going to court sets a standard. So at the bare minimum, you can see your child and say, well, let me get my child to do X, Y, and Z. Now, if you come to an understanding where y'all are mature enough and you can get your child more, do it. But trust me, everybody's not that mature. And trust me, when it comes to not being able to see your child, there are 100 excuses. Oh, he lives in such and such. He lives in the same place that he stayed when y'all was dating. It's not safe now when you bring your kid over there. But now all of a sudden, y'all have a kid together. You don't want your son going over there because you saying it's not safe. You had your kid over there before when y'all was dating, and it was safe then. But now, or hey, I don't have that new bitch around my kid. Like it's 100 different reasons why somebody would be like.
That is one I hate. Only reason I say that is one I hate. Again, depending on the situation, it's like if you rarely see your kid. Say you only get your kid every other weekend. Why every time you don't get that alone time with the kid is where I'm going with this. It ain't about the other person that you're dating. It's just like, why is that person always there if you only get your kid every other week? That's that irritating thing. And for me as a mother, if there is someone else around my kid consistently like that, I need to meet this person.
I mean, that's cool, but
I don't look. You just gonna have to. What you have to
understand is, I mean, more so, it's more of a control thing because that's like a dude saying, "Well, don't have that nigga around my kid." Now we are adults. You don't control who is around your kid when it's that time. Mom,
that's different.
Mom can take them here, have them around. You know what I'm saying? Whoever. When dad has his time, same thing.
You know why that's different for mom though? Because the kid is always there, unless it's that dad around her house. I think it's different for mom when someone is around, and that's why the kid lives there. If your kid is only there every other weekend, you don't have to have someone there every single time your child is over. But we need to end this show because I'm tired. I've literally had like no energy. Lord. This has been the most show for me ever. Be okay, Pepper Potts.
I'm Maserati. It's my show, of course. Yeah, I'm glad y'all tuned in.
I've just been shitting this whole episode.
Chimichanga dads.
For a new wig.
Like your wig hair on my floor.
Isn't it easier to just sweep the floor versus be okay, Pepper Potts live Thursdays, somewhere between 7 and 8:39 p.m. We go live. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Under just say fuck it. I am exhausted. Sponsored by Peace of Mind Protection. Make sure you follow them for all of your peace of mind protection needs. Matter of fact, definitely look at her page. I meant to say this like the last couple episodes. She always posts about her pop-up events and things like that she does. So you can order online or you can go catch her in person. And I tried to drag that out as long as possible, but I just made it. You want to do your chimichanga dance for like 40 seconds?
Nah, man,
I told you. It was the food. All right. I gotta find the right way to sit because I hate ending the show when I be all leaned over and shit.